Welcome back to Tech Layoff Diaries. And if you made it through week one, you survived the hardest part. You stabilized. You didn't fall apart. And if you did fall apart a little bit, that's completely normal. This is week two, and we're taking stock. This week is about zooming out and getting intentional, right? You're not job searching yet. You're designing what's next instead of just reacting to whatever pops up on your LinkedIn. Going into week two, I was in get it done mode. The shock wore off, and I realized this is my reality now. And I didn't know how long I'd be unemployed, but I knew the severance wouldn't last forever. I had bills to pay and food to put on the table, so I started applying. And honestly, to the wrong jobs, okay? A lot of them ended up in rejection or ghosting, but at least I had momentum, even if I didn't have it all figured out yet. But by the end of this week, you'll have clarity on three things: your financial runway, what you actually accomplished at your last job, and what you want next. Not what you think you should want, but what you actually want. So let's get into it. All right, now let's talk about your financial audit. In week one, you did the panic version of this, right? This week, we're getting real precise. Pull up a spreadsheet or a notebook and build a bare bones budget. I'm talking about your fixed essentials, right? Rent, mortgage, utilities, groceries, insurance, minimum debt payments, not subscriptions, and not the lifestyle you had 2 weeks ago. Just survival. Now compare that against your severance, if you got one, savings, unemployment benefits, any partner income, because this gives you your runway. How many months you actually have before things get real critical. I was fortunate enough to get a severance package, and my husband and I sat down and mapped out our finances for the next 3 to 6 months. And doing that exercise actually gave me clarity. I could see exactly where our money needed to go, right? So between my severance, his income, and some extra work he picked up, we realized we'd be okay. Not living large or anything, but we could cover our basics. That gave me peace of mind and changed my urgency level. I had breathing room to be strategic instead of desperate. And here's why this matters. Knowing your runway helps you make strategic decisions. And if you have 6 months, you could be a little bit more selective. If you have 2 months, you might need to prioritize speed over the perfect fit, right? And either way, you're making an informed choice instead of panicking. Also, if you haven't sorted out your health insurance yet or your 401k, this is the week. Compare Cobra versus the marketplace. Look at your retirement account options, right? You don't have to move anything yet, but know your options. This is the thing I wish someone had told me to do immediately. Create a brag doc. This is a running list of everything you accomplished at your last job, projects you led or contributed to, metrics such as revenue driven, users acquired, campaigns launched, content published, problems you solved, any above and beyond moments, kudos from colleagues or managers. Write it all down, even the stuff that feels small. Then translate each win into impact language. Action plus result. For example, managed social media becomes grew Instagram followers by 40% in 6 months through strategic content planning. Wrote blog posts becomes published 15 SEO optimized articles that drove 10,000 monthly organic visits. I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? I didn't create a brag doc until 2 months into my job search. I thought, I'm not getting any interviews anyway, so why bother? Huge mistake. When I finally did get 2 interviews in those first 3 months, I bombed them. I didn't have my STAR method down. I couldn't remember my metrics. I was all over the place just trying to recall anything that I'd accomplished. I learned my lesson the hard way. Now I keep a brag doc updated for my current job, right? And if I ever get laid off again, I'll never get caught without one. Here's the thing. This document isn't just for your resume. It's a confidence tool. Layoffs make you feel like you weren't good enough. And rereading tangible proof of your impact is one of the fastest ways to counter that voice in your head, right? Especially for women in tech who are already battling imposter syndrome in male-dominated spaces. This is the most important part of week 2. And it's the part where most people skip because they're desperate to find something. Don't do that. Take out a piece of paper or open a doc and make 3 lists. List number 1, what I loved about my last role, tasks, projects, autonomy, team dynamics, manager style, whatever made you feel energized. Then list number 2, what I tolerated, the stuff that was fine but didn't light you up. And number 3, or list 3, what I never want again, toxic culture, micromanagement, being the only woman on the team, underpaid, impossible deadlines. Write it all down. Now use that to define your guardrails for your search, okay? 1 to 3 target roles, industries that you're interested in, must-haves, be it remote or hybrid, your pay floor, growth opportunities, right? Your non-negotiables around inclusion, work-life balance, or manager style. When I actually did this exercise, it changed everything for me. I realized I've been tolerating things I hated for years, right? Being client-facing, doing sales work. I didn't want that anymore. And this helped me narrow down what I actually enjoyed. Content marketing, product marketing, and brand marketing, right? Those became my 3 target paths. Eventually, I focused specifically on product marketing, but I wouldn't have gotten there without making these lists first, okay? Also, start looking at job posts for the roles you want and compare them to your skills. What's missing? What do you need to learn or highlight more? This isn't about feeling inadequate, right? Like, it's about being strategic. And one exercise that helped me, write about a time you felt happiest in your career and what conditions made that possible. And pull out the themes. Was it autonomy, impact, creativity, collaboration? And those themes are your compass. By now, you probably know what happened, but can you say it out loud without apologizing or shrinking? This week, draft a simple story, just a few sentences. 1 sentence on what happened. I was a part of a larger layoff at blank company in blank month or year. And then 2 sentences on your strengths, what you're good at, what you've accomplished, and then 1 sentence on what you're looking for next. That's it. Keep it grounded and keep it confident. When I first got laid off, I felt ashamed, right? I struggled to tell people because I felt like I was letting my family down, like I wasn't being a good provider or setting a good example for my child. But the first time I said out loud, I was laid off and it wasn't my fault, and actually believed it, something shifted in me and I stopped apologizing. Most layoffs are about company mismanagement, not employee performance. And once I really internalized that, I knew I was on the comeback trail. Now practice it, right? Text a friend and say it. Tell a former colleague. Join a Women in Tech Slack or community and share your story there. The more you say it, the less power it has over you. And here's something I need you to remember. This is not at all on you. The tech industry layoffs have impacted hundreds of thousands of people in the last few years. Women, especially in support roles like marketing and community and other roles like that, got hit disproportionately hard. And that's bias. That's business decisions. And that's not your word. So name that systemic stuff in your own mind so you don't carry all the blame. All right, so here are your action items for week 2. Build a bare bones budget and calculate your real runway. Create or update your brag doc with wins, metrics, and impact. Make your 3 lists: loved, tolerated, never want to do again. Define your guardrails, right? Your target roles, your must-haves, your non-negotiables. Next up, you want to draft your what happened and what's next story. Then practice telling your story out loud to at least 1 person. And I'll give you a bonus. Look at 3 to 5 job posts in your target role and note what skills they're asking for. Where do you already shine, right? Where do you need to bridge the gap? All right, friend, that's all I have for you today. Week 2 is about clarity, right? You know your runway, your wins, and what you're aiming for. You're not desperate, right? You're strategic. Next week, we're going to talk about rebuilding your foundation, okay? Routines, LinkedIn optimization, starting to reach out to your network without feeling like you're begging for help. And remember that you're doing great. And I will see you in week 3.